friends, thank you for being here tonight. The reason that we've gathered is to film a little video and to teach us, for you to learn, for me to learn, a little bit about Kwanzaa. Now, I did not grow up with this tradition of Kwanzaa in my household, but there are a lot of folks that do. And I think Minister Paula has been an expert in this and has been researching it all of her life, and it's very important to her story. And is going to share with us some of the reasons why we would celebrate, and it's a cultural celebration. It's not about necessarily church or school, church or faith, but it's a cultural celebration. And Minister Paula, would you tell us a little bit about Kwanzaa and help the kiddos learn a little bit about what's going on?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so I'm going to say a word to you guys because there are many words in the African language, Kiswahili, that we're going to be using for the study of Kwanzaa. And when I say this word to you, I want you to say it back to me, okay? The word is Habari Gani.
Habari Gani.
And that means, what's the news? And it's like, or some of you might say, what's up? What's going on today is what it means, okay? So when people come together in families or in the village in Africa, they'll say to each other, Habari Gani, and they'll say it back, Habari Gani, what's the news? And the news today is Kwanzaa at UC, what's the rest of that?
UNC.
Right, so I want to tell you, well, what is Kwanzaa? That's what we really want to, you know? Okay.
African Christmas, basically. So, do you have, in between Christmas and New Year's Eve, New Year's Eve is, a beginning of New Year, so it's just in that time period, instead of celebrating the New Year, it's celebrating new life.
Well, you know, that's kind of true, because in Kwanzaa, we're celebrating, Kwanzaa means first. That's what it means. It means first fruits. And the first fruits is okay, you know what farmers are, right? Everybody knows what farmers are, okay? Now, the big word for that is agriculture, okay? So, the people who lived in, we borrow from the African history, the tradition of Africa. A gentleman by the name of Maulana Karenga, he's a scientist and sociologist. Dr. Maulana Karenga created Kwanzaa to help people be able to overcome some very difficult times during 1966 in California. There were the Watts riots. People were sad. People didn't have money. People were not happy. So Dr. Maulana Karenga, we're going to talk about more of this as we're doing other filmings, right, Brian? I'm trying to give you an overview. So Dr. Karenga borrowed from the African history. He borrowed from the people who practice Hanukkah. He borrowed from things all over the world to create Kwanzaa. And it is the first fruits celebration. So who said first? This young lady right here talked about New Year's Eve and it connecting. Yes, Kwanzaa is a celebration of the first fruits, the harvest, the farmers. They've been working hard all year. They got their crops, and we're going to prepare. We hope that we can get some parents to help you guys prepare at home to make some gifts, because another thing that Kwanzaa was created for was to help people not have to worry about spending a lot of money just to celebrate. okay? So they would bring their crops together, they would make crafts, they would make a song, they would make a poem, they would make a dance, they would make a story, and they would prepare on those 7 days. They'd go to different families and different houses and everything. In 7 days, they'd light a candle each day to be thankful for that, and they'd give the children gifts on that. Now, we're going to do that final celebration here on December the 29th. So all of you and everybody you can tell, friends and family, to come on December the 29th, right here in our fellowship hall. We'll bring those gifts if you can make some gifts at home. If you don't have anybody to help you make some crafts, maybe you can make a poem or make a story or make a dance, okay? So yes, we've got 2 hands. We're running out of time. We only had originally 30 minutes, but I'm sure we're close to time. Yes, ma'am.
So like, is it about the candles? Are like them each different? Like it'd be the red ones and the green ones, and then the black one in the middle would be lit on the last day.
Well, yeah, I do need to talk to you about that. I got one more question. Yes, ma'am.
Is this like fasting at Easter? Or like you light a candle every week of the like fast?
Well, sort of, kind of, but that's from our religious tradition. We want to be careful to keep it separated. This is a cultural celebration. Actually, these candles that you'll be lighting are a cultural expression of appreciation for the red ones are for the blood that was shed from our ancestors. You probably studied about slavery and so forth in school. That's the African American history. A lot of times we don't learn a whole lot in school about that because this Kwanzaa teaches us about what's the royal stuff, the rich stuff that happened with my ancestors in Africa. Kings and queens and diamonds and riches and so forth. So these candles, the red ones represent the blood that was shed through that time. These green ones represent the earth. The earth. We talked about the farmers and the agriculture. Much of this celebration is about those people working hard all year through the earth and coming together during December the 26th through January the 1st and celebrating life and celebrating their harvest and celebrating what they were able to do. Now, I will say, even though this is not a religious thing, the people are still thankful to God for being able to have life and breath, to raise those crops, and to be able to come together in family and community and share and have unity. And another thing we want, and this black one, that is to represent the people from my culture all the way back to Africa, okay? We want to also be thankful for this church who is willing to allow this to happen so we can learn, so we can share, so that we can come together in unity of culture and our differences and appreciate. You'll be able to share this information with other children and your teachers, okay? How many, by show of hands, would be willing to share this with people at their school or, when they go home with mommy and daddy and other people in the community? That's great. We thank you. Brian, are we doing pretty good? What's our time?
We're doing great on time. We're at 7:18, so we've got 12 more minutes.
Okay.
So we talk about principles.
Yes, let's talk about the principles. And the principles are over here. They're listed for you. I don't want to trip on my wire here. Can everybody repeat this word after me? This is another key Swahili word. Unguzu saba.
Unguzu saba.
One more time. Unguzu saba.
Unguzu saba.
Okay, and that word is the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. The whole situation with the candles and the principles and learning what they mean and everything is called the Unguzu Saba, okay? And we're going to practice some more words. And Brian, we're going to make sure that all of our young participants get one of these. We'll make sure you guys get one, okay? This is a list of all the principles, and this is a broader list of what the principles mean, because when you light the candle, if you have permission to light the candles, you would be able to say the Kiswahili term, and what it means on here, and also in teaching. When I teach, I like for the children to be able to put that in their own words. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's try to pronounce some of these words and say what they mean. And I'm going to read to you the extended of what it means. Okay, so on December the 26th, if we were able to go from house to house from December the 26th through January the 1st, we would, concentrate on one principle, each day, each of those 7 days. So on the first day, December the 26th, we would be concentrating on umoja.
Umoja.
And that means unity. Okay? And the extended of that says, umoja means to strive for and to maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. Okay? And then when you get this page, because you may not remember what I'm saying today, you'll be able to reflect on that and come up with what that means to you, okay? So on the second one, on December the 27th, we would be celebrating kujichagulia.
Kujichagulia.
Let's say it again. Kujichagulia.
Kujichagulia.
And that means self-determination. Okay? And an extended version of that is to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. Now, if you did any study in school about slavery time, our people weren't allowed to be proud of themselves. They had to do what their bosses told them to do. They couldn't think for themselves. So that's very important. Self-determination, be able to think for yourself and so forth. We'll learn more, okay? I'm going to keep it moving here. Number 3 is for December the 28th, and that principle is ujima.
Ujima.
Let's say it again. Ujima.
Ujima.
Okay, and that means collective work and responsibility. And on here, collective work and responsibility is to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems, and to solve them together. That's really unity, right? Okay. Now, on the next one, on the fourth one, December the 29th, I'm going to have someone to read the English of what the Kiswahilian term is, okay? So, December the 29th, we would celebrate Ujamaa.
Ujamaa.
Okay, somebody tell me what Ujamaa means right there. Can somebody read it? Yes, ma'am.
Cooperative economics.
Cooperative economics. And what that is to build and maintain our stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. Okay, that's community stuff. All right, number 5, for December the 30th, we would be celebrating Nia.
Nia.
And that is what?
Purpose.
Very good. Purpose. And that is to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. Okay? We'll talk about that some more later. Now, number 6, December the 31st, together. Kuumba.
Kuumba.
Let's do it again. Kuumba.
Kuumba.
Very good. Who can tell me what that one is? Yes, ma'am.
Creativity.
Yes, that's right. And kuumba, creativity, is to do always as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. Does that sound good? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, the last one, my favorite. Number 7, we study about and we honor Imani.
Imani.
And what does that mean, somebody? Oh, somebody else.
Faith.
Faith. Okay. That's my favorite one. Imani. Okay. That says to believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. Okay? That struggle is like, if you may have studied about it in school, we've even talked about it here at church. The struggle is, other cultures understanding our culture, no longer having to feel like you were slaves or anything like that, being able to have opportunities, jobs, and so forth and so on. That's what this is about. And do you have a little better perspective of now? Each one of these candles represent those 7 principles, and we light a candle to honor those principles. Does that make sense? Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Which ones get orange?
Which candles go with which words? Is that-
Which ones are on first?
How do you start? What order do you go in?
How do you tell which order to go in?
You mean for lighting the candles?
Okay. What we generally do is they have umoja, unity, first, but I always do the black one last. I don't know, I jumped the program. I don't know why, but
Sometimes we, like any tradition, we kind of make it our own sometimes.
yeah,
Right? We find our own expression. in it.
yeah. To me, that kind of binds it all together. Doing but we go from outer, inner, and then we come over here and we go outer, inner, and then we have the last one. That's how we like to do it. Any other questions? How much time do we have?
We've got a few minutes. Joy, you got a question?
So if which one goes to the words if the green one, what does the green one go to? The end of the green line?
Do you mean is this umoja and is this one nia? You mean like that? It's like each candle a different principle?
This one would be unity, umoja, and we would do that one last. Okay? And so this one, we would start with kujichagulia. Okay? And then we would go to this one, ujima. Okay? And then we would go to this one, ujama. Okay? And then we would come all the way around here. And then we would do this one to be nia. Remember what nia was?
Purpose.
Yes. And then we'd come in this way, and we would do kuumba. Okay. What does that mean?
Creativity.
Huh? Yeah. And then this one would be imani, faith. And then we'd come back and do umoja, unity.
Oh, the black one's in the middle is umoja because that unity is everybody coming together, so that's why it's in the middle.
You got it.
You got it. That's excellent. And that blessed my heart, because that's why Brian and I wanted to, Pastor Boggs actually started all this stuff, but that is the ultimate of why we're trying to come together.
That's right.
That's the whole purpose, that we can be together in unity, learn more about one another, and be a serious church about that. You got it. What's your name?
Lydia.
Melvia?
Lydia.
Lydia. Thank you, Lydia. She blessed us.
Amen.
Amen. So will you be our facilitator with the...
Sure. Do we want to have them help?
I
out?
would like for them to, I don't know if everyone's comfortable yet.
So what we're doing is lighting. We're gonna light the candles, and you guys can come up and try it. and to light the candle and to share the word. So Mr. Paula will say the word, and you'll say the word as you light it. Now again, what I think is so beautiful about this is we're getting to learn culturally and understand one each other instead of just pretending like our culture doesn't matter or like that we're all of the same culture. We're all of the same God. We're all children of God. But this is such a beautiful thing. So if you want to learn and come up and try it, we can do that. So should we go in order?
Yes. One thing I forgot,
Yeah.
on the 29th, we're going to have this table in the middle filled with fruits and nuts and corn stalk, because the kernels on the corn represent the children. Okay, that's another thing. But we're going to have, as a part of the gifts, you'll get a chance to take a fruit home or take one to your sick loved one or whatever. We're going to have all kind of fruits and nuts and berries and vegetables, okay? So,
Why don't we get them lighting up here?
Yes.
So Cormac, come forward. I'm going to call
Cormac, yes.
family privilege. Oh, he's coming up here. All right.
Okay, I'm going to stand down here.
Sure. Tell us the word is
Okay.
kujichagulia. Nope. Help me.
Kujichagulia.
Kujichagulia.
Yes.
That was funny.
You know what? We're all learning.
Whoops. I'm turning the whole table
Some
over.
dominoes.
Sorry.
Good job,
Keep going.
All right. Who's got
Minister Paula's messing up.
Ujima? Come on.
Ujima.
Ujima.
Collective work and responsibility.
I don't know where to stand.
You laugh awkward.
Hey, thanks.
Very good.
All right. And then why don't we have Mina join?
Okay. The next one is going to be,
Sounds too dangerous.
are they saying the word?
They are. So our next word is
Ujama.
Ujama.
And that means
There you go.
cooperative economics.
Good job. Economics. Good job. All right. How about we go? Olivia.
Very good, guys.
And this should be Nia. Say Nia.
Nia. Nia, everybody. And what does that mean? Purpose. Let me move out of the way so you can see your board. Okay. Okay.
Next up we have
Kuumba. Did we do Nia last?
we did Nia.
Okay, the next one is Kuumba. And that is creativity. Okay. Who's next?
Aaliyah. And then we have
Two more after.
Imani. Say Imani and push that one forward. And then
Everyone?
pull it to-
Imani.
at the same time.
And that means what?
Kind of a pain.
Faith.
Your favorite.
My favorite. Yes.
Yeah.
Favorite too. There's more of us than there is more kids.
So thank you.
I think Lydia and Liam did it together.
Oh, you said it together? Come on up.
And will everyone have had a chance?
Not quite.
Oh, well, we can do something, even if we have to do it over. So everybody gets a chance to go up there.
And then we've got, oh, look. Umoja together.
Umoja.
Umoja.
And what does that mean? Unity. Everybody together, right?
Push this forward. There you go.
There you go. Everybody say Umoja.
Umoja.
And it means what?
Unity.
All right.
That's
All right.
a safety problem right there.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. So did we learn a little something new?
Yes.
Can we thank Minister Paula for her time and sharing her wisdom with us?
My pleasure. You bless my heart.